Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys here. I'm your host, Christian Ocampo, and today I'm being joined by Kira Buckland. Hello Kira, how are you
Hello.
doing? Thanks for joining me and sparing us your time for this interview. Uh, Thanks again for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So let's get started. We have a few questions we'd like to ask you. First of all, what's it like working in the industry today?
I always tell people that being in this field is very rewarding and, I wouldn't trade it for anything, but it's also very difficult. I just did my taxes today and owed a lot of money because when you're a voice actor, you're freelance and they don't take taxes out of your check like with a normal job. So you end up owing lots and lots and lots of money at the end of the year. And it's something that you definitely have to be proactive about. You have to constantly be meeting people and trying to find work and trying to improve your craft because it's not really something where you can sit around and have work come to you. And, like with any freelance type of job, you're never guaranteed work. I mean, you can get hired on for a series or for a game, but, when that runs out, it's like you got to be thinking about the next thing that you're going to do. So ideally, you want to have be connected with all these different sources.
All right. So we have another question I'd like to ask you. What's your favorite show or video game you have worked on?
Well, I know we're technically not supposed to pick favorites, but I definitely have a favorite, and it's Nier Automata because I've been playing this game and completely fell in love with it. And I've actually been playing it on live stream with Kyle McCarley, who I think you interviewed, the voice of 9S. And we've been, it's been such a journey, and getting to have like these 200 to 400 people experience it along with us every time we stream has been phenomenal. And then I've also been playing it on my own playthrough, but I'm much farther behind on that.
Yeah, they'll plug into Kyle McCarthy, who's been doing his Twitch streams these past few weeks. Shout out to him, and yes, got to interview him like 2 years ago, so he was fun to talk to. And
Yeah.
it was great. We got to see you too on the Twitch stream here and there, so that was a lot of fun. Especially yesterday's final live stream of Nier Automata.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That was something.
it was a lot of fun though. So next question I'd like to ask you: what was it like working on 5 centimeters per second?
That was actually a very long time ago that I recorded that one because it was one of my first anime roles, believe it or not. So, um, I was really excited to be a part of it, and I felt like it was a character that I could relate to a lot at that time because of what she goes through. So, it was neat to be able to work on something that was such a beautiful film.
It was. It's one of my favorite films. The creator, Makoto Shinkai, he knows how to deliver movies like that.
Yeah.
So, coming back to Nier Automata, since you just mentioned earlier, what was it like working on that video game?
So I had no idea when I auditioned for this or when I got cast for it or even when working on it that this game was going to be so big. I thought, because most of the stuff that I do is it's got like a small fan base of people that play it, but it never really gets big or mainstream. So when I started seeing pictures of 2B all over the internet before the game came out, I was just like, wait, this is going to be big. And I was really, and obviously, I couldn't talk about it until the game came out. So it was really hard to keep that secret because I was seeing everybody post about it and seeing pictures of 2B and this and that. And I just wanted to be like, hey, I voiced this character, but I can't. So yeah. And I would say that 2B is very different from the types of characters that I normally play because I play a lot of, I guess, kind of hyperactive, over-the-top characters, and 2B is very much not that. She's like calm and level-headed most of the time, and it doesn't generally show a lot of emotion until things get really difficult for her in the story.
Okay. Next question I'd like to ask you, what was it like working on Charlotte?
So Charlotte was also another one that was kind of a surprise casting for me because I had auditioned for several characters, and Ayumi was kind of the one that I thought I was least likely to get, just because, like I mentioned, I do play a lot of young characters, but I generally don't get the little sister archetype because I feel like, normally there's a couple other girls who tend to get cast for those over me. So I was really excited when I found out that I got cast as her because I'm like, hey, this is kind of something different. This will be a challenge. We were definitely. It was funny because I don't think a lot of people expect some of the turns in that story and when things get kind of dark. So I was like, oh, she's just like kind of cutesy and just like wants to help out her big brother and all this stuff. And then it's like, oh, wow, okay. I did not expect that to happen.
No one did. What a show. So next, another question. What was it like working on Blue Exorcist?
So Blue Exorcist was also one of my earlier roles and probably one of my first bigger ones. And what was really cool about that is that we actually got to go and record some more for it. Like last week, I think it was pretty recent, for the Kyoto Saga. So I'm actually going to be going to help promote it this weekend at SakuraCon in Seattle. And we're going to show the episodes in English, and people can, ask us a few questions and stuff like that.
Okay. I look forward to seeing that too, whenever it comes out. So, since we talked about a lot of cutesy characters and some cute shows, what was it like working on Love Dive?
On which one, I'm sorry?
Love Dive.
Love Live. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, that was that was another one I was really excited about because before I ever even knew I'd be auditioning for the show or anything, I was super addicted to the mobile game, and I really I've spent actual money on the mobile game and stuff trying to get good cards. And so, I was really familiar with the characters, but Umi was kind of another surprise because, I would have expected myself to be more like maybe a Honoka or a Nico or, I was like, wow, they want me to audition for Umi. And then when I got cast, I was even more surprised because, that was not the character that I would have imagined myself as. But it was definitely a fun challenge, and I'm really glad that I got to work on a show for a property that I'm a big fan of.
That was good to hear. So now it's time for our funny question. So if you can be any character you have played in real life, who will you be, and you can't mix and match?
If I could be any character, well, if something bad happens to the character, does that mean it would happen to me too, or is it just I get to go around as them and be really cool?
Be them, but I'm being cool.
Okay, so then I would be 2B. Because, who doesn't want to be a hot android and get to run around, beating up robots with swords and stuff?
And high heels.
Yeah. Yeah, just to be able to run in heels like that. When I cosplay her, it's really hard because my feet will hurt pretty badly after, even a half hour of wearing boots. So, I don't know, it would be fun to have those android capabilities.
Glory to mankind.
Glory to mankind.
Alright, so is there anything else coming out that you can talk about, or anything you want to plug in at this time?
I don't really have any exciting new stuff on Horizon, unfortunately. So I would say, yeah, definitely play Nier Automata. If you have a Nintendo Switch, Disgaea 5, that I play the lead female character, and that's getting ported to the Switch really soon here. And, of course, you can, if you've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes, I'm a 5-star unit, so you can try to summon me. And that's all I can really think of at the moment.
All right. That's all fine. So we come to our last question, and we always ask this to all the voice actors. Any Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media for the fans to contact you?
Yes, I am most active on Twitter, so if you want to get a hold of me, my Twitter handle is spelled RINACHAN. I also have a Facebook page. You can just search for my name, and you can like the page from there, and I'll always make sure to post there if I have any updates or, any new roles or anything like that. And I do have an Instagram at Killer Coffee Queen. I just don't use it as often as Facebook or Twitter.
Okay, that's all fine. Well, thank you again for joining for the interview. We and the Ohio guys appreciate it. Also want to thank our fans for tuning in for another episode here in the Ohio guys interviews. So I'm signing off now. I'm Christian Ocampo, and she's Kira, and we all see you next time. Bye-bye now.
See you!